What's up, Marvel fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, back with another action figure review. This time, I'll be looking at the Target exclusive Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro card figure of Carnage. Let's have a look at the packaging. We see the Spider-Man the Animated Series logo at the top. There's artwork of Carnage on the side. This is a retro card and bubble design, and this is a very sturdy card, and I certainly appreciate that. On the back, we get a simple diagram of how to put the accessories on the figure, as well as a brief character description of Carnage. Here are shots of the diagram as well as the brief write-up of Carnage. If you would like to have a closer look at these, just hit pause and do so now. And now let's bust open this package and see what's inside. Let's have a look at accessories now. And first we have this tendril piece. And this ports into the figure's back. And these are flexible. They're not something you're going to easily damage. And then we have this symbiote battle axe. These bladed weapons reflect Cletus's personality. We know from the comics that he likes up-close killing, that he revels in the bloodshed and the screams of his victims. And you see that here with another bladed weapon, that is this scythe. These are all fitting accessories for the character, and Hasbro did an excellent job with each one. And here we see one of the most bloodthirsty villains in Spider-Man's history, the serial killer Cletus Cassidy and his chaotic symbiote. Together they form the supervillain Carnage. Collectors who decide to buy this figure will probably feel that they got their money's worth. There is a great deal to like here. However, I do have a couple of minor criticisms, so let's have a closer look at the loose details now. Now let's have a look at the lower body. And these black sections of the symbiote aren't just paint. These are sculpted throughout the figure, and I really appreciate that. We get more tendrils sculpted onto the figure. Hasbro did a really good job with the musculature as well. Cletus is drawn as a lanky guy in the comics, and these limbs aren't overly muscular, so I really appreciate that. That being said, there's still good muscle definition sculpted into the red sections, and you can definitely see that here on the quadriceps. Here's a look at the torso, and once again, this is comic accurate in terms of the body mold. A really cool aspect of this figure is that the black sections make the figure look more seamless. The joints aren't quite as visible as they usually are on Marvel Legends figures. Now let's have a look at the arms, and there's plenty to appreciate here. There are more tendrils and these oversized hands with these claw-like fingers. These are sculpted very well. Again, the paint application is very intricate. The arms are defined in terms of muscle mass, but they're not too bulky. The articulation on this figure is excellent. I'll talk more about that in just a moment, but in terms of the arms, there's very little to dislike. And here you see the butterfly joints, and those certainly give you more posing options with this figure. Now let's have a look at the head sculpt, and I think it's adequate, but it's definitely not perfect. In profile, it looks rather reptilian, and that just seems odd to me. I feel like there should be more teeth, and they should be larger. Here's a look at the back of the head. The eyes are sculpted very well. I have to give credit where credit is due. And there's no doubt that this head sculpt looks crazed and intimidating. Now let's have a look at articulation, and the feet move backward and forward at the ankle joints. There's a calf swivel. I didn't expect that, but there it is. Double jointed knees, so this will allow you to get the figure into a deep running pose. There's a quadricep swivel, and that will give you posing options. The figure can kick forward this far, and that is very impressive. And as far as the spread, it's not quite a full split, but once again, I am impressed. And I wish the figure could step back a little more, but that's not a huge criticism. There's rotation at the waist, and there's an upper torso crunch. Rotation at the wrists, double jointed elbows. Don't get too overzealous with the elbows. It feels like they may be a little overly flexible. Once again, we get the bicep swivel on each arm. The head moves easily side to side. Here's the up and down movement, but unfortunately there is no head tilting. Still, this articulation is admirable overall. To put the symbiote accessories on the figure, you simply pop off the hands. The symbiote weapons have pegs and they port into the wrists. These are very fitting for Carnage. This is how he was differentiated in the early comics from Venom. In addition to being blood red, he used his symbiote to make slashing and stabbing weapons. And now I'll put the tendril piece in the back. And here is the figure fully assembled, and he just looks magnificent. This is fine work by Hasbro. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review, and don't forget to tell all of your friends about this channel. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more Marvel content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.